Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning,
Good
and
morning.
good afternoon, wherever you are.
Yes.
Happy New Year, because we really haven't met you guys this New Year. So, but today we are really excited to meet with you again and discuss with you what we're really doing in our kitchen this morning.
Yes.
As you can see, we are all here. I myself and my sister are ready like before. So today we are bringing you a delicious goat meat. So most people love goat meat, they eat it, but I know the way to prepare it sometimes they don't really know. We go to many places.
Different ways.
Different
People have
ways.
different ways.
Yes, to prepare the stuff. Yes, and a lot of people, somebody like me, most of the time I like, different food. Try to try other people's food, even if it's something that I don't know how to prepare it. I like to try it and I like to know how it's prepared. So this morning, as you can see, this is goat meat, and some people they just skin it out, which is not really good. It depends on particularly yourself what you really want, but that skin is really healthy, and mostly when it comes to today's lifestyle of trying to be healthy, the skin, if you really doesn't want to go with red meat pretty much all the time, the skin is very nutritious, so you don't really want to skin that out. You need it. So, and how to prepare goat meat is not really hard. It's a very simple steps. So already cooked, as you can see, we already boiled it, and we're gonna leave you a clip of how we cooked this meat. So right now it's already cooked, and we're gonna use it for stew. And this stew for goat meat, trust me, is always delicious, and you can use it for so many stuff. You can use it for rice, you can use it for yam, you can use it for plantain. So there's too many things you can use it for. It's not specifically for
rice,
one thing. Yeah. I said rice. You use it for rice and all that.
I guess I love rice.
Yes. And if you use it for, you haven't boiled yam before, boil yam on the side of plantain. So you're really gonna enjoy it. So this is what it is, and this is a fresh tomato. We all know fresh tomato, and this is onion. Is a white onion or red onion. Either one is very good. So it doesn't really take that long. So what we're gonna do right now, you want to take this out from the water. I'm taking it out because I want this water, to drain out before I put it in the pot. So you're just gonna see what I did. And when you are really trying to cook goat meat or any kind of meat, this is a pressure cook for anybody that is watching, that have pressure cook. Pressure cook take like a shorter time than a regular, pot. So if you're using a pressure cook, and if you are somebody that loves the meat soft, again, I'm gonna come with that. A lot of people, they don't like a hard meat. So if you are those type that doesn't want your meat very hard, so I think I would advise you use your pressure cook, and within 10-15 minutes, trust me, take it out, because it's gonna be too soft. It's ready. 10-15 minutes, it won't exceed that time. But if you're using a regular pot, so you have a chance of trying to test it and see how it goes. So if you're using a regular pot, that takes up to 20 to 30 minutes. Yes, if you're using a regular pot. And I will advise you again, regular pot is good. You can open it, not like pressure cook. You can open it, take the meat out, and maybe use your fork or spoon, knife, to cut it out a little bit and see if it's soft enough for you or it's still hard. So that is pretty easy to check. Okay. So now this is the meat.
where do you think you can buy this kind of goat meat? Because I don't think it's in our regular stores.
Yeah, no, goat meat is not really in the regular stores. You know, depends on where you live. If you live in like a African side area, so we know how to get goat meat. But here, if you live outside the country, so pretty much we always have a place like a farm, which you can go there, you get goat meat.
Specifically like African stores?
Like African
stores?
Yes. African store, Indian stores, yes.
Yeah.
Because Indian, they love goat meat, Nepalese, so.
And probably they won't have the skinned one. So you have to look for African stores.
African stores, yes.
With the skin.
With the skin, yeah. African grocery store. Most of them though, they do. My friend, she's from Nepal. No, they never take out the skin. Never. Even they go to the farm. So you can get it. So right now what we're gonna do, the preparation for the stew. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna chop the onion, we're gonna chop the fresh tomato. So this is a Roman, I know, tomato. Everybody knows this is everywhere. This is everywhere. So we're gonna show you how.
So it's very easy to do.
Very easy. So right now my hand is thoroughly washed. So whatever we do, we try to keep everything neat, and that's how you do it. Even you don't have to be on a video to try to keep things neat. There's a lot of bacteria here and there that you don't even see. There's a lot of illness just everywhere. So you try to keep things clean as much possible as you can to stay
Keep your
healthy.
family.
Keep your family safe and yourself. So that's what it is. I know it's not everybody. Let me tell you guys, it's not everybody that cuts easily with like this without cutting, but like a chop, those little board.
Maybe you can use the chop.
Yes, but myself, this is nothing for me. I do it all the time. I'm safe. I know what I'm doing.
Don't try it.
So, but I don't advise you to do it if you don't know how to do it.
I'm taking it.
So
Let me move.
So as you can see, we continue doing what we're doing. Right now we're trying to, you want a very good flavor of stew. You want a food that when you bring out the food,
yes,
people will eat the food and enjoy it. I had to spend time in the kitchen, and this is what we love doing. So I had to spend time in the kitchen and bring the food out. When you serve it to people, they take one scoop of the food or whatever, and they just said, I'm full. Trust me, that's when you realize that the food, you just wasted your time.
Yes.
But when you're trying to come out with a food that is really tasteful, that people will enjoy eating, and you'll be happy that you spend that time to prepare the food, and you don't just want to throw everything in the pot.
Yes.
It's not every time that you process everything, but there's some food that they truly require those. It doesn't take longer time to process it that long, but it does really require to go those process for you to get the true flavor that you are looking for. So right now this is the goat meat. We'll put it in the filter for the water to drain out, so it won't be splashing in the oil. And the next part I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the onion.
So in other words, you are saying when we are cooking, sometimes you have to give it time.
You have to give it time.
There are some things you're in a hurry, but you can do quickly, for that day. But
exactly,
if you want to make a special meal, sometimes you have to give it time.
Yes.
Because everything has, like you're saying, it's like the onions, you have to make it, you have to taste it.
You have to taste
every
it.
different flavor you put in, you want to taste it.
Right.
But when you throw it in at the same time you don't, right?
When you throw everything, you're gonna get what you did. You know, you're gonna get. You want to cook 5 minutes food, you're gonna get a taste of 5 minutes food.
Not 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very important. Viewers, that's very important. Sometimes we don't know. We are in a hurry. We don't care. If I cut the onion and throw it and mix it together, but there's a difference.
If there's a difference, yes, there's a difference.
And you have to have a step of onions first, and oil ready first, and the onions first.
Right.
And it's very important.
You see, right now, it just takes like a few seconds, as you can see. Like I said, you don't want to over process everything. Okay, so it's good this way. So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna throw the meat.
Do we have garlic?
Yes.
Can I get some? Where?
No, not the fresh one.
You have the one.
I have the powdered one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. But the garlic is also very good. But right now we're gonna use the powdered one. But fresh garlic is also good.
It's good. So you can see this is the meat.
Wow, I didn't know this one. Oh gosh, I'm gonna cook my goat meat. Really, everything has you have to learn the system, the method of.
Yeah.
You just take it for granted. But if you want to really become a good cook and people come and eat your food,
Yeah, it's like when we go out on a restaurant to eat. There's some restaurants you don't matter how distant they are. You want to drive there over and over to eat their food, and other ones maybe like no way.
I'm not gonna spend my money.
I'm not gonna spend my money, so
That's
you
very
have to
true.
invest your time on what you really doing. Mostly,
Exactly.
mostly when you want a lot of people to, to really learn and enjoy what they're learning. You don't want people to waste their time, sit out there watching what you're doing, and at the end of the day, it doesn't worth, the time. So
I guess our time now, we are used to being like drive-through. We want to drive through.
drive through.
But we really need to take time because even cooking is you're relaxing.
You're relaxing.
And then you know that you're going to enjoy what you're cooking.
Yeah, and like you can see, most of the time, not even on the TV, whenever we're cooking, it's like every other thing has to stay. So you just wanna invest your time on that and come out with a good result. The meat is done. I left it on the side again. So right now I'm trying to fry the onion. So this, you give it a little time to dry up a little bit before you add the fresh tomato. Alright, so it's just like about, you can see about 2 minutes. So right now it's about time for you to add the fresh tomato. And the tomato, this is where I want you to have a little patience, okay? Just exercise your patience when you add this tomato. Because this one, as you can see, you want to give it time. So pretty much what I do most of the time is a fresh tomato, right? So when you add it to your onion, the oil and the onion. So right now you don't have much to do. You can just cover it up and let it settle. You don't have to do anything. If you're doing this with a tomato paste, that takes constantly turning. You're gonna be turning it, because if you don't do that, it's gonna start burning from the bottom of the pot. So, but when you're doing with a fresh tomato, so right now you don't have to stand here and stressing yourself. No, you're good. We're just gonna cover it up and let it cook. It will be cooking until you see this tomato. So I'm gonna show you how it's gonna go. I'm gonna leave this about 3-5 minutes. I'm not gonna do anything, just cover it up and they will cook and the tomato will settle and come down for you to be able to start turning it. So alright. So right now I'm just gonna turn it. See, it's coming down. So see, my pot is still free. There is nothing like burning. It will not. So that's why the fresh one, you don't have to bother yourself that much. But if it's paste, now you have to stand there. So right now I see cooks. You will see it. It will be coming down. So I don't really do much. Just turn it and turn it. Looking very nice. So right now that's it. So continue covering it. Don't do much. I'm gonna cover it back again and I'm gonna leave it for a little while before I come back. So right now the next part, when the water dry up, because the reason of doing this, the reason of leaving it to continue cooking is for the water to dry off. Because right now, as you can see, this is not just you're not even seeing the oil. This is the water from the tomato. This is fresh tomato. So as it cooks, the water will separate from from the oil and all that, and you got to give it time for that water to dry up. Otherwise, if you just go ahead and throw everything in the pot and bring it out, that's the part that I told you. When you spend 5 minutes to cook food, you're gonna get a taste of 5 minutes food, and you don't want to do that. As we all know, fresh tomato have this kind of a sour taste, and when that taste is still there, when the water is not really dried, that's when you get that sour taste. And that taste is very strong, that it will automatically kind of take away all the flavors of other things that you put in your food. You're not gonna really get the flavor of the meat, flavor of the onion, no, because of that taste. But if you exercise the patience to let the water dry and give it the time for it to dry, that's when you're gonna see the tomato have that's good flavor, and everything in the pot will really take place to to give you the flavor that you were looking for. So that is the reason of leaving this for a while, to continue cooking, for the water to dry up. That is the reason. Okay, all right. All right, so you see how it is right now is ready. So right now I'm gonna put all the seasoning that I needed. So I'm gonna add a little bit pepper. I don't want pepper is another thing that you have to be careful about. Not everybody like too much spicy food. So I'm not gonna really tell you the measurement that I'm using. See, I have just a little bit. So I'm not even gonna put it out. So if you're that type that doesn't really like spicy, so that one is your choice. So limit the amount of pepper that you use. And this one, as you can see, is minor powder, so it's just for taste. So I just have like 1 spoon. That's enough. And here is my curry powder. Again, half of the spoon. And that's enough also. So when I'm cooking, I don't really like to add salt. All these, they have salt. So what I do, and what I advise you to do, when you always try to go with your with whatever season that you want to add in your soup first. and then you can test that and see how it is, because we all know that too much salt is really, really dangerous for our heads. So when I add all this, I'm just gonna try to test and see how much it is. So here is garlic powder. Garlic, we all know this is very excellent root. It's very healthy for your digestive, and everything. Mostly this time around where I live, is like the weather is always up and down. We pretty much suffer from cold and all that, and this, it does help a lot. It's really good. It's very good stuff. Ginger, garlic, this is something that is like medicinal, so that's what it is. And it has a very good flavor also. That is looking so good and yummy. So right now, this is what I'm gonna do. It's about time. The soup, the goat, when you boil it, this water is very useful. So right now, you're not going to throw this water away. See, this is the sauce we made for that, the water from that goat when we boiled it. So it's very useful. And right now, you see, this is my stew is thick, and you're gonna add water. But you don't have to take a regular water again to add into that. So you're gonna use, this is about time when I can use this water. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change my pot right now, because my frying pan will not be enough. It will not contain the meat and the water. So I'm gonna shift this on the side and use my regular pot. So the meat is going back to the pot right now. The meat will go back. Look at that. Believe me, this is so yummy, so healthy, delicious food. You can't imagine if you eat this food. Trust me, if you are someone on diet, you must surely break the chain of your diet at the moment. I know what I'm talking about. So now I'm gonna put the sauce inside. There we go. So I'm not gonna use the whole water because I don't want it, too watering. So right now, let's see. So yummy. So I'm gonna, this is the time for me to add a little bit salt. Like I said, I have put everything that I need to put in here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit salt. Perfect. Yeah, this is for your stew. This is just tomato for stew. It's just this is the done. That's it. That's it. There we go. So, as you can see, look at this. So delicious. Look at that. This is the soup. So right now, you see the rice is ready. So you make your plain white rice on the side, and that soup, here you go. So you just take the soup, put in your rice, and I'm telling you, if your stomach hurts at the end because you're gonna eat and eat and eat, it's okay. It tastes so yummy, it's delicious. And the same soup, you can boil yam, like I said, you can use it for yam, you can use it for plantain. So it's not just for rice alone, just different ways to to eat it. So but this is the end the end result of what we've been doing. So I hope you enjoy watching us, and please do subscribe and comment whatever you want us to bring more from this kitchen to you, to let us know. If you didn't talk to us, we don't really know what you want, and any question that you have, don't hesitate to put it down below. We're just gonna answer your question. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.
Bye.